Let's welcome everybody to another episode of the Gangster Chronicles. This special episode, I'm with my homeboy.
James McDonald.
And we got my boy JoJo Capone in the house.
Salute, I'm here.
And Mr. Ray Benzino.
Yes, sir, we ready.
What's cracking with y'all?
Man, we out here in it, ready for this episode of Gangster Chronicles.
For sure,
You riding through Chicago, Benzino, 10 toes down in Atlanta, y'all on the West Coast.
Yeah, man. Hey, let me ask y'all this, fellas, man. With all this stuff that's going on right now, man, what's the temperature like in Chicago right now, JoJo?
I mean, everybody's minds is all over the place and, basically fighting for humanity, man. You know what I'm saying? Humanity and equality for the most part,
Yeah,
because the way I look at it, what's the problem?
The way I look at it is, I'm gonna be honest. Between the looting and the stimulus checks and the unemployment checks, this is winning right now.
Oh yeah, man. You know what, man? Because there's some cats with them unemployment checks, they making more checks more than they make at their regular jobs.
Man, listen, I know, and this, I love Obama. You know what I'm saying? I love Obama. I love how he calmed the nation down, but, this wasn't eating like this, man. And it's crazy because, God do things for reasons, but I think, man, God is shining on streets right now, for real, honestly.
Oh, for sure. I 100% agree, man. Like James could probably attest to that, man, because, James is one of the most viewed individuals online, man. And he's had a lot of opportunities come his way, man. It's just like, you're right. I think God is really shining, man, on the street cats that's pure heart. He ain't shining on the bozos. He's shining on the cats that's pure heart and got good intentions. You know what I mean?
Right.
Hey, but is that free money? I mean, that's this money they got to come back some kind of way. They gonna want that money back, like on the rent and all that. They want their money back. So, I mean, it ain't like they're giving us nothing. You know what I'm saying?
But you know what, though?
To me, they owe us.
The only thing about that is don't mind grabbing that and flipping it a couple of times before we give it back. Because honestly, when it comes to black people, and especially. And especially guys out in the street, when they fuck up black people, since we the low man on the totem pole, it knocks the whole economy out of whack. Once they give us money, they know we're gonna put it back in the economy regardless.
Yeah, for sure.
Right. That's a true fact. That's a true fact.
And it's a lot of money that's going to come back into the economy, man, because you got cats out there, man, that's able to pay their bills and whatnot right now while they are unemployed, man. The thing is, me and James been on this tip lately, man. I know one thing that we do need to have happen, man, is we got to stop knocking each other down.
Oh, yeah, for sure. That's without a doubt.
Because all the peace talk and all the rallies and stuff is cool, man. We on the police's head, man, but it's like, man, 60% of the homicides that's happening, it's another brother doing another brother,
Right. That genocide.
Well, you got to look at it the way some of us been taught, the way some of us think, man. We believe that this is the right way to do what we're doing. I myself believed in, and that was what we were supposed to do. That was protecting the hood. That was protecting your friends and your family. But I think this done got away from us, with all the bad shit going on. And I know that everybody see what the Trump doing. We still at each other's head. Everybody see what the police is doing to us. These cats out here knocking each other down, doing the. You're supposed to be in the house, but they out there knocking motherfuckers out. So we got to figure out a way how to stop that part. Everybody got to see what the is going on. Not just see it, but understand what the is happening. And if we don't do that, I don't care how many times you march. I don't care how many times you protest. It ain't nothing gonna change.
That's right.
It can't change.
Yeah, that's 100% true. You know, going back to Ray, you know, like we notorious for not supporting each other. Like at one time, man, you was the co-owner, man, of the Bible of hip hop, the Source magazine.
Yep. Yep.
And I noticed, I always admired from afar the way you handled that situation, because almost at the height of the East Coast, the so-called, the fake East Coast, West Coast beef, right? You had Deathrow Records at the Source Awards.
Right.
You know, when that came about, man, did that cause you any friction?
You know, to be honest with you, I really thought, you know, we was in New York, and when I seen how many guys from LA were there together, I knew something was going down. I figured it was going down. It was real tense. You know, I think one of the major factors is that we had Nation of Islam there as security. And, you know, I think there's a certain amount of respect from both sides that was given to the security, even if it wasn't per se the Source Awards as much as it was knowing that the Nation of Islam were there. And just the fact that how they handle themselves, you know, as security. You know, I mean, it's black men, you know, watching over black men. And I think that made a difference. But within saying that, when Suge got up there and said what he said about, you know, Puff, I said, yeah, it's going down. If it wasn't for Snoop to go up there and said what he said to kind of diffuse the situation, it might have went bad. You know, we just thank God it didn't get out of control, because it really could have. You know, back then though, it seemed like you still had a certain amount of leadership.
Mm-hmm.
You still had a certain amount of like young niggas that would look up to OGs and listen to their direction. I think right now that's almost gone, like, you know, almost wiped out. You know, I think this generation, I think they just really, you know, I think they respect OGs from the sense of, okay, they did it in the street. That's how I want to do it. But as far as listening and as far as taking direction.
Yeah, man. You know what, James? Would you kind of agree with what he said on that?
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. I mean, you know, the youngsters of today have no clue what the f is really going on. Farthers what they doing. I mean gangbanging, following another homie, and all of that other. They have lost track, and they don't understand. Nobody's there to guide these little cats and tell these cats how to get down, the way they should get down, or whatever the case might be. So yeah, I agree with that totally. But you got to find a way to get it back. You got to find a way to get guys back in the picture where these little cats can understand, you know, man, my cause was lost. You know, gang banging and knocking each other down, you know, is not worth it. So you got to get them. You got to get them on that track. You got to find some kind of way to reach out to these little youngsters, because they don't give a f today. They don't care.
That's real. JoJo, on your end, man, is you seeing a lack of respect, man, for the OGs, man, from the young cats in your neighborhood?
You say what?
Are you seeing that there's a lack of respect from the from the YGs to the OGs in your neighborhood?
Oh yeah, that's all over that's everywhere. You know, because a lot of them, you know, it started one's under any influence. So if you under any influence, they definitely not gonna show no respect there. But if you on top of your A game, you know, and you letting them know, hey man, come do what I'm doing or over here, then you'll get more receptors from them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. Yeah, you know, going back, man, Ray, you know, to that time, because you always kept it real neutral. Did you get any backlash from them cats on the East Coast, man, when you had the Deathrow come out there?
You know, when a lot of, like, especially with the Source, you know, it was like, that really was, you know, it was before the internet. So really, a lot of, you know, if it wasn't for the Source, I don't think East Coast would know too much about West Coast anyways. You know what I'm saying? Unless you was going out there for whatever type of reason, you know, if you really didn't, if you wasn't listening to that music, you really didn't even even understand that, and I remember. So, the magazine was responsible for definitely bringing a lot of the artists from the West Coast in the picture, which really was the street representatives. Hip hop made us from different parts of the country, because when you look at it, we all the same thing. The difference is, of course, our slang. The difference is, as far as the way our environment is and how our blocks are, because that plays a big part of when you have beef. So my thing is like, if you didn't know about the West Coast, you did pick the magazine up and it kind of gave you a little bit of it. When you started watching the Source Awards, it started giving you more of it. Expected the Source to be neutral. Even though it was based out in New York, the West Coast was getting, come on, Dre, Snoop, there was a time where it was major in the West Coast. So that's where hip hop was. And since hip hop was the culture, that's where the culture was. So, things happen for reasons. When you got Deathrow and Bad Boy going at each other like that, that was a moment in time where it was inevitable. Because again, both coasts really didn't know about each other. So now you got from each coast powerful, they got money, it's deep. So now it comes to a time where it's like, okay, well, who's gonna?
His phone cut off right there. That was a crazy time though, man. James, was you out there? Did you go out to New York with them when they did that?
No, I didn't do that. But it was crazy because, it introduced the neighborhood to the music world. And now the hood is out there, and now the hood is looking, people looking at our neighborhood like, wow, they got money. And, that took a lot of cats from the neighborhood to New York, to North Carolina. So now people were saying what type of California was on the West, what the West Coast was. So it was crazy because, you had Puffy and them coming to Compton, and you had getting in their cars because they knew what street they was on just to get a glimpse, and was on some BS because Puffy and them was hanging with the other side. So it brought a lot of animosity. It brought a lot of bullshit to both sides. To both sides. I'm quite sure it affected everybody, that was involved in it. So he right, but didn't nothing good come out of it.
Oh, it's all good, man. Yeah, James was just reiterating your point, man.
Yep.
And that's the amazing thing, man, about this music, though, man, is that, like you just said, James, it took cats out of Compton to places like New York, North Carolina, and all these other places. Now, Ray, you really, man, I mess with you, man, because you always been on the G shit. You know what I mean?
Fucking right. That's all I know. That's all I know.
Yeah. Y'all was the first, like, out of your neighborhood in Boston, y'all had the first gangster rap group, the Almighty RSO.
Listen, we got, EazyE. We got a meeting with EazyE. This is when he was going through the shit with Suge, and the meeting was through a mafia lawyer, through my father. He was a mob lawyer representing a couple of Italian guys who was representing EazyE and Jerry Heller. We set a meeting up, and then EazyE had he met with us at the Source. He met with us at his hotel, and I never forget it. Said that his wife was signing Bone Thugs, and that he was going to sign us. And then the next week he went to see the Sinai, and then 2 weeks later he passed away, man. And we never, our deal never got on.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. Cause I know the Almighty RSO, I was checking y'all out because y'all had the joint Hellbound, right?
Yeah.
And it had me thinking, I said, man, Boston off the chain, man.
But listen, but real talk. Okay, see, I know Chicago been down with the gang from day one. Boston was different. So Boston had blocks and everything, but when Colors came out, it showed, when you seen how Crips and Bloods got down in that movie, that's when everybody started grabbing naming their blocks now. It was and wearing the same type of starter jacket. So you have the blue. So every project had a different New York Giants, the Pittsburgh Pirates, the Portland Trailblazers. So it was after the movie Colors. That movie had the West Coast had so much, it turned upside down everywhere.
Get the latest exclusives, unedited content, live streams with some of Digital Soapbox's most polarizing hosts like James McDonald and others. Sign up for your Digital Soapbox membership today. Packages start from $1.99 to $4.99 monthly, where you not only get exclusive content, but you also get it commercial free. Press that button now.